Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how the music sounded. Let me know how the audio sounded, y'all. What's going on? What's going on? We got a few setups we're looking at right here. What's going on, JD? What's going on, JD? What's going on, Doug? I see you up in here. We got a few setups we're looking at right now, y'all. We're looking at sales on everything besides gold right now. If y'all did not watch the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to check that out. Like I always say, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Now looking for buys on NQ. So if y'all have not already, make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram, and watch the Sunday chart analysis, y'all, alright? Make sure to check that out. But we're not looking for buys on NQ just yet. We're not looking for buys just yet. Only thing as of right now we're looking for buys on is gold. So we're looking at a possible GJ setup here. We're about to see how this next 15 pops up. GU hit the zone. Again, this is why I don't set sell or buy limit orders, because we would have had a stop loss hit for no reason. Same thing with NAS100, right? If we would have put a sell limit or entered off a breakout, we would have took a loss for no reason. So we're about to see if GJ can maintain this level as resistance. If GJ can maintain 209 as resistance, we're going to be looking for sales going to 2850. Make sure I like the lives. Y'all hop up in here and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit 4,800 subscribers. Let's get to 4,900, y'all. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll see you scrolling at the bottom of your screens. Let me move the mouse out the way. So it's holding this level as resistance. We might look for another sell setup. If y'all was in Thursday's live stream, we caught a nice GJ sell in Thursday's live stream. I'm liking how this is looking right here. Again, y'all, if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Yeah, I'm liking how this is looking right here. I'm liking how this is looking right here. So we're going to take this setup here. Gold, we're looking for buys on gold. So where gold's at right now, again, this is why I like to wait for the retest. If we would have just went for a buy setup here, set a buy limit, we would have took a loss for no reason. So we're either looking for price to retest and maintain 5110 as support, or if we could break above and maintain 5146 as support, we're going to be looking for buys. NAS, I'm not going to look for buys on NAS unless we break a couple of these levels above us, right? So that's why I have my alerts right here, because we are still technically bearish, like we talked about in the Sunday chart analysis. But I'm not going to go for sells unless we can break below 24,830, and especially we can break back below 24,760, 770. So if we don't hold these two levels as resistance, then we'd kind of be in buy territory. But if we hold those levels as resistance, we're looking for sales. Same thing with GU. If we could break below maintain 35.10 as resistance, 35.15, we can look for sales going to 3,500. Yeah, but we're in this setup right here, y'all. We're going to see if we can maintain this level as resistance. Again, a lot of charts kind of was funky last week, or only the past few weeks, but last week was a little bit of a weird week because we had the holiday. We only traded 2 days out of the 5, or 3 days out of the 5. I don't remember. Yeah, we just traded 2 days out of the 5. Monday we didn't take any trades, and Tuesday and Friday we didn't take any trades. But the trades we did take on Wednesday and Thursday ended up being winning setups, so we're still up for the month. This is the last week of the month, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so this is the last week of the month, y'all. Let's wrap this up on a good note. What do we got going on next week? Next week, yeah, we got some new week next week. And I think daylight savings is happening in like a week or two. So I think it starts on like March 8th, unless they changed it. But we're about to see what the market's got in store for us, y'all. We're about to see what the market's got in store for us. So GJ is retesting this level here. But we got a decent stop loss over here, so we're going to hold the SL or TP gets hit. Again, if we don't hold this level as resistance, we're going to be sucked back into reversal territory. So we're still bearish, but if we don't break past this point, if we don't maintain this point, we'll be sucked back into reversal territory. This was a setup we took on Thursday. So again, we can maintain this level and this level as resistance, we're still bearish. Let's see what this next 5 minutes got in store for us. What's going on new to trading? What's going on new to trades? Even when we're not looking for buys, do you think you can rise tonight? I don't think like that. I don't think like that, D. I want to go for high probability, high quality setup. So if I'm looking for buys, I need to acknowledge what needs to happen for price to go down. But if I'm looking for buys, I'm not going to be leaning so heavy on sells, right? Just like if I'm looking for sells, I need to acknowledge what needs to happen for price to go up. But my bias is still sells. You see, the way you're wording it is like, okay, I get what you're saying, but do you still think price can go up? So you need to understand how the rules of price work. So make sure to tune into the TikTok lives. If y'all don't got your copy of the playbook, get y'all's copy of the playbook. Again, I tell y'all to get y'all's copy of the playbook so y'all understand what needs to happen for price to go up and what needs to happen for price to go down. So make sure to get your copy of the price action technical analysis playbook. All right. But again, if y'all did not watch the Sunday chart analysis, I'm extra hard on y'all Monday through Wednesday because I literally just dropped the shit, right? So if y'all did not watch this Sunday chart analysis, make sure to watch this, then hop back in the live stream. So pause the live, watch this, then come back into the live stream, y'all. All right. And again, this is why I'm anti-breakout trading, and I always wait for the break and retest. We would have tried to breakout trade here, we would have took a loss, and we would be at another potential loss right here if we set sell limits, if we try to breakout trade, etc., etc. I always just wait for the retest, y'all. Always just wait for the retest. Speaking of retest, G just retested this level right now. We're back at our entry. About to see if we can maintain this level as resistance and look for a nice sell setup right here. That's what we're looking at right now. Everything else, we're just waiting for our confirmations to be met. Again, it is Monday though, y'all, so there's no rush to jump into setups. The week is just getting started. All right, y'all, but as far as how we're doing so far this month, we went 3-0 last week. We went 5-0 the week before that. So we're on an 8-trade win streak currently. We were 5-1 the first week of February. So that's how we're doing so far this month. So we only lost 1 or 2 trades so far this month. As far as how we ended last month, January, we went 20 wins, 3 losses, gives us an 87% win rate, catching 111,000 pips. So that's how we're doing so far this year, but we're just picking up where we left off from last year because you can see how we ended the entirety of last year. 232 wins, 30 losses, gives us an 85% win rate. You said you got in at 2893. That's not bad. That's kind of where my entry's at too. That's right by my entry as well. So again, we got our SL. We're just going to hold the SL or TP gets hit. This is all trading is about. Trading is about going for high probability, high quality setups. We understand the market conditions, so we're just going to hold the SL or TP gets hit. That's all it is to it, right? And again, for those that don't understand why we're in this setup, you probably should take the setup. You don't understand why we're in the setup. But again, we're in this setup because we are in a downtrend. The only thing that is going on with this though is, like we talked about in the Sunday chart analysis, we're starting to consolidate a little bit. So again, consolidation is the same thing as liquidity, right? So we have a resistance level above us and a support level below us that we're struggling to break, right? So we have this high right here, and then we have this low right here, right? So we're waiting to see if volume is going to pick up. We are still technically bearish, but we need volume to kick in to break the support level and give us a new lower low. If we do not break past this point, we're either going to continue to consolidate, or the volume picks up, we could spike up, right? So we're kind of just waiting to see what side the coin price lands on. We are still bearish, which is why we're going for sales, just like on Thursday we went for sales. But we're literally waiting for volume to pick up to see if the downtrend is going to continue or if the uptrend is going to come back into play, right? But we are still technically bearish, but that's what's going on right here. So a lot of charts are kind of in the situation. GU kind of is like this as well. But we had a big retracement taking place after some big dumps, and we're kind of in the same situation. We have this level of traffic to the left. Oh, this is the wrong chart. There we go. Right, we have this level of traffic to the left, which is why we've kind of been struggling to push down. We had that volume come in last week where we have a lower high getting made. So again, as long as we can stay below this point, we can look for sales on GU as well, which is what we're looking for. But that's kind of what's going on. Same thing with NAS100, right? We go to NAS100, we're going to see the same thing. We're bearish, but we're kind of struggling to continue the bearish momentum. And this is why I talk about all charts kind of move similarly, because they obviously look different, obviously different prices, but they're all kind of doing the same thing market condition wise, right? They're all in a downtrend besides gold, and they're all struggling to continue to make new lower lows, right? So again, you see how there was volume and how the volume kind of slowed down right here. All right, so let's put this back on GU. Again, y'all, if y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. So yeah, we're gonna be looking for GU sales today. At the moment, we're gonna be looking at possible NAS sales if we can hold these levels right here, like we talked about. Only thing we're not looking for sales on at all is gold. Unless gold does a big ass rejection, we're bullish. We talked about buys on Friday. Buys did go as projected on Friday, but it was super rangy, and like just Friday was just a little bit of a weird day. Moves did end up playing out on gold, but that was like after the time I get off the chart, so didn't call any setups on Friday. But yeah, so we're a drawdown on GJ, but we're still gonna hold the SL or TP gets hit, and we're gonna keep an eye on GU right here. We got a new 5-minute that just popped up, so again, we're gonna be looking to see before this next 15 if we can break this level, so we can look for a retest, right? Again, you want to enter sales off resistance levels, right? This is the same setup we talked about on Thursday that went as projected. So we're gonna be looking to see if we can turn the support level back into a resistance and look for a new sell setup. But again, you can clearly see here how price is still holding this low as support, so we just have to wait. We just have to wait. Right, GJ broke this level, held it as resistance on the previous 15. Why went for sales? So now we're just waiting for volume to kick in to see if we can get a nice push to the downside. We see price is still holding this level as resistance, so we're just looking for volume right now. That's all that's going on. We're just waiting for volume. Got some new videos lined up for y'all. Again, members and Playmaker University, like I told you over the weekend, new videos have been uploaded to Playmaker University. Videos have disappeared. The revamp is in process right now. But I got a new video dropping for y'all later on today on YouTube. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Make sure to catch up to the other videos I dropped as well. All playlists are up to date. And again, here's another example why we don't breakout trade. Appreciate those that like the live, y'all. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, Playmaker_Way, TikTok _PlaymakerWay_. So yeah, so we're still gonna hold this to SRTP gets hit. We're still gonna hold that. And we're just watching these other charts right now. Again, pay attention to how price is reacting to the levels. Pay attention to how price is forming. And again, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat and I got y'all. But we're just waiting for volume right now. Again, it's Monday, like we talked about in the Sunday chart analysis. It's Monday and Tuesday, no news. So we're simply just waiting for volume to kick in. But we also had a bank holiday yesterday for Japan. So, you know, pretty sure it's a new day in Japan. So that shit should be over with. I don't know. Pretty sure it should be over with. But let's see what this next 15 looks like. Alright, new 15 just popped up. So we're still holding this up as resistance. We're still just flickering in and out of drawdown though. But again, we're just going to hold to SL or TP gets hit. So let's see how this 15 plays out. Again, you can still see our price is reacting to this level here. We're still just waiting, y'all. Again, if our confirmations are not met, we do not take the setup. It's that simple. If our confirmations are not met, we do not take the setup. Look at it flipping again. DJ rejecting as well. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I was just editing some videos, but we're still right where we left off, y'all. This is how it is sometimes, right? That's why I like to go live every day, because y'all get to see the realistic side of trading. Sometimes we see some action, like on Thursday. Sometimes we see some shit like we saw on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, or Wednesday. Or, you know, we have to re-enter a trade. And then sometimes it's like today, where it's just touching this level and ranging, right? This is how it is sometimes. But yeah, so we're still gonna hold this until SR/TV gets hit. NAS pushed back down below. So now we're gonna be looking to see again if we can maintain this level as resistance. If we can maintain 24,830 as resistance, we're gonna be looking for sales going 780. And as far as NQ, let me pull up NQ really quick. The levels might be slightly off, but the game plan is still the same on NQ. Again, make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. What's going on, Muhammad? Which time frame? I'm on the 15, just like Doug said. Correct. I enter on the 5 and 15. I identify the trend on the daily. All right, so make sure to check out my trade breakdowns on YouTube. I got over 160 videos in the trade breakdown playlist. And make sure to check out the day trading tips playlist as well. All right, but I don't know how, it depends on what your how your phone or your computer is looking too, but you should be able to see the time frames on your computer or phone as well. Obviously, you might have to like zoom in a little bit to see that part, but yeah. So whenever you see the candles like this, I'm mainly on the 15-minute time frame. Sometimes I'll switch to the 5-minute, but I mainly be on the 15-minute time frame. But again, as far as market structure, my bias, I always do that on the bigger time frames. The bigger time frames are always king and queen. But as far as NQ, we're gonna be looking for sales as long as we can maintain 24,930 as resistance. So we're either gonna look for price to retest that level, or if we could break below and maintain 24,840 as resistance, we could look for sales going down to 24,770. So same game plan, just different prices. All right, new 15 just popped up, and again, GU has touched this level 3 times. Would have got wicked out twice within the 30 minutes. Again, that's why I tell y'all, just be patient and wait for the game plan. If you would have FOMO'd here, you would have took 2 losses for no reason. We're about to see what GJ does here. And yeah, we're going to hold to SR/TV gets hit. NAS yet again broke this level, but did it hold as resistance? No, it did not. This is how it is sometimes, y'all. This is how it is sometimes. Let's see what else we got going on here. What's going on, Trevor? If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. We're going to be on for a little bit longer. But I told y'all the Sunday chart, and I told y'all today might be slow. Now, I might pick up going into New York session, of course, but I told you, hey, Monday and Tuesday are typically the slowest days of the week. We kind of see that taking place right here. So GU did just break this level, though, finally. So we're about to see if we can retest right here. All right, as long as it doesn't take a dump and rip, we're going to look for a retest right here. I like this setup here. Whoops, almost did something I wasn't supposed to. I think I stopped myself, though. It would be nice if GJ would drop down too. Come on, GJ. I know you can do it. Come on. But yeah, so we're still going to hold that. We're about to see how GJ reacts here. Again, pay attention to our price reacting to his levels. We're going to be looking for a retest right here, whether this on the 15 or the 5-minute. Again, if GU can maintain 35.15 as resistance, we're going to be looking for sales going down to 3,500. That is the game plan on GU. Let's put gold back up. I feel like we're not going to be touching gold till New York session. Same thing with NAS100. I might try to do something pre-New York, but I feel like NAS100, NQ, and gold we're not going to really be touching till New York session, which is completely fine. I wonder if my levels are going to pop up. Y'all think my levels are going to pop up, y'all? Or is TradingView going to troll me? I don't know what the hell's going on in my charts, but whatever. We ain't trading gold anyway, so fuck it. If y'all are brand new to trading, make sure to not only just join the free student, free Telegram, and check out the playlist, but make sure to join the free trading crash course. I got some more videos going to be going into the free trading crash course this week. All right, so make sure to join that. And if y'all do not have the link for that, I'm about to put that link in the chat right now. And I think I might have fixed the TikTok issue. Matter of fact, let me check really quick, because I updated the links in there. TikTok be tripping sometimes. Those on Instagram, y'all don't have an issue. Those on YouTube don't have an issue, but TikTok be blocking sometimes y'all from just joining directly through the links in the bio. So I think I might have fixed it, but we're about to find out right now. We're about to find out right now. Click. Nah, it's still saying actually can't be completed. Yeah, I think that's just TikTok blocking it, but it's all good. Like I said, on TikTok, if the links do not work, just DM me, and that's for the links. I'll send the links directly, or just go to the Instagram or YouTube, and the links will work on Instagram and YouTube. It's just TikTok being TikTok, because they don't like you pushing people off the platform. So at least for me, they stop me. I know other people's links be working, but you know, they treat me a little bit different from everybody else. Because, you know, your boy actually be teaching shit. But yeah, but again, on TikTok, if the links don't work, it's all good. Just DM me and I got y'all. We should be live later on today on TikTok as well, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. And shout out to those that got their copy of the playbooks. If y'all do not have your copy of the playbook yet, make sure to get your copy of the price action technical analysis playbook. I'm tripping though. I was supposed to put that link in the chat. I don't think I put the link in the chat yet. Let me do that really quick. You said my levels vanished, had to refresh. Yeah. Like when I first started the live, the levels I deleted from last week and updated this last night were both merged together. But after I refreshed the trading view, it fixed itself. So yeah, trading view be tripping sometimes. But you know, I'm gonna still use this shit until it shuts down, to be honest. Or unless it starts bugging hella hard. I've been using trading view since the beginning. You know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, we might take an L on GJ, but it's all good, y'all. It's all good. It happens. It happens. You know, win streaks got to end at some point. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is why I do not breakout trade yet again. Would have took a loss here for no reason. Let's about to see what GU's got in store. So even if GJ does hit stop loss, literally just one of the trades we took last week will cancel out the loss, right? Because we caught if y'all do not understand how to count pips and points, you do not understand how to calculate contracts and lot sizes, y'all need to do that. Okay, y'all need to do that. And I'm going to be making a new video. I think it's dropping this week or next week on how to about that in a long ass time. Give me 1 second though, because my computer wants to do some new shit. I think my computer updated while I'm a consent again, and now it's trying to show me its new tricks. But I don't really care about that. I'm just trying to do something really quick. Give me 1 second. Alright, so let's pull out the handy dandy calculator, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just use simple numbers. And again, if you have any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. Yeah, my Wi-Fi tripping. Let's keep it pushing up. All right, so let's say last week we started with a 10K account, right? Again, just using simple numbers. And let's say we're risking 100 per trade, okay? So when we look at last week's positions, we only took 3 trades last week. 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 4, right? That means whatever you would have risked would have been 4 times that amount, 1 times that amount, 2 times that amount. So we do plus 100, right, plus 200, right, and then plus 400, We're up 700, right? So even if we take this loss on GJ, right, we pull our hand in and calculator back out. Even if we take this loss on GJ, we are still up from last week, right? And that's just including last week. That's not including, and that's just including signals. That's not including re-entries, because if we want to be real technical, right, this 1-to-1 on GU ended up playing out and doing the full move New York session, right? So if we wanted to be real technical, we can include this other 1-to-5 RR, but we're not going to even do that, right? We're not going to do that. But we're also not even including the week before when we caught these trades, because again, we're on an 8-trade win streak, maybe a 9-trade win streak, depending on how GJ plays out. But it looks like it's about to hit a stop loss. We're still going to hold the SRT, we can say regardless. But if we include the week beforehand, right, on top of the potential loss we're about to take right here, if we include the week beforehand, we caught a 1-to-2, 1-to-1. So we did 1-to-2, 1-to-1. Then we caught a 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-2. We're still super up, even with this loss we might take on GJ. And then we include the week before that. Let's go ahead and put that loss in, because we went 5-1. Then we caught a 1-to-2, 1-to-4, 1-to-7, 1-to-4, 1-to-2, 1-to-4, 1-to-7, 1-to-4, and then we caught a 1-to-5, right? So this month, we're still extremely up, right? So again, this is why risk management is important. You need to understand risk reward, which I got videos on YouTube talking about that, as well as Playmaker University. And you need to understand how to count pips, points, and how to calculate contracts and lot sizes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so GU yet again rejected this level, so we might just have to wait till New York session for some action. We're going to see what 4 o'clock's got in store again. If we don't see any action between now and 4 o'clock, yeah, I think my trading view is just tripping right now. But we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m. You already know what I say all the time. Just wait for New York session, 8 o'clock, 9:30, and look for a setup there. Again, there's no news. We went over the market conditions in the Sunday chart analysis as well as during this live stream. So we just simply just gotta wait for volume. And there's plenty of other possible setups today, so ain't no biggie. Yeah, NAS rejected. So again, NAS is to hold these levels of resistance. I'm not looking for sales on NAS. These are the only levels I'm looking for sales on, because when it pushes past that point, we will be technically bullish. So there is that. I don't really want to look for a buy set. We could look for a buy set up here, but I'd much rather look for a buy set up here, to be honest. But yeah, so we're going to just let NAS do its thing. Gold and GU is still valid for buys on gold, sells on GU. But yeah, we're about to see how GJ plays out. We're still going to hold the SRT because that is looking like a possible loss right there, which is all good. Ain't no way Inky hit my SL and did that. Well, did you go for sells or buys on it? Hopefully you ain't go for sells, because again, you want to wait for the break and retest. Price never turned this level into a resistance, which is why we never took a sell setup here, right? Just like with GU never turned this level into resistance. So if we would have broke out traded, we would have took a loss here, would have took a loss here, and we would have took a loss twice within the last 40 minutes if we would have broke out traded. Again, you want to enter sells off resistance, buys off support. Right, like with GJ, this was a valid setup. 1, we're in a downtrend. 2, we entered off a resistance level. But again, we just don't have any volume, so prices retracing is what it is, right? But again, if you look at all the sets we took in the past, off a resistance level, boom. Off a resistance level, boom. Off a resistance level, boom. But like I said, it's just Monday, y'all. It is just Monday. We got all week, and we still got London, New York session for some setups. So ain't no point in tripping. And like I said, when you do the math, That's why I don't care either, because again, that loss, if it does hit stop loss, it's not doing anything to us, right? That's how you can see people online with a 30% win rate and still be profitable, because RR. You did buys. Are you on futures or forex? Are you trading futures or forex? Hey, don't say fuck NASDAQ. See, no, don't do that, because then you're gonna sound like those people on the internet. All right, do not sound like them gurus on the internet. NASDAQ doesn't know you. They didn't know you took the trade. It's just how it goes. But also, what was your stop loss? What was your stop loss, and what time frame was you on? Let's talk about it. What was your stop loss, and what time frame was you on? Because if you went for buys, you must have had a super tight stop loss. See, I got in wicked out. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. We ain't got nothing else going on right now. This is a good teachable moment as well. And again, y'all, if you have any questions, drop in the chat and I got y'all. All right, y'all. Stop loss ain't hit yet. We're still holding to SL or TP gets hit. All right, game plan still the same. We're still holding SL or TP gets hit. Still paying attention to GU for sells. Gold, we're still looking for buys. NAS100, we went over the game plan for NAS, so we're not looking for sells no more unless it pushes back down below here. And yeah, we're going to just let GJ do his thing. And as far as other setups, especially NAS and gold, we're going to be looking for that going into New York session. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Shout out to everybody in the live, y'all. Shout out to everybody who's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been live since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free Signal and free Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, Signal service or mentorship programs, you already know what to do. Click those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, DM me on Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. Again, only join my Telegram links through the links in my bio or the links I post in the comment section in the chat. All right, there are a bunch of fake Telegram channels. There are a bunch of fake TikToks. I don't know too much about Instagram. We're not popping on Instagram like that, so I don't think there's any fake Instagrams. But there's definitely fake TikToks and Telegrams, all right? So only join through my links. We should be live later on TikTok, so make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of your screens. But yeah, so we're gonna let this trade play out, and we're gonna see what the rest of the market's got in store for us. Peace, we out.